Hello, TikTok family. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, social media family. I'm probably going to be sharing this over other platforms as well. So, hello, TikTok. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Hello, everyone. Sarah here. We're going to be going over one of the videos that I shared on how to listen to your intuition. I don't remember exactly what it said, but I'm going to be sharing with you some of the comments. One in particular that stood out the most that I think a lot of people resonate with, or more than likely will resonate with, is how to accept. Acceptance is really difficult because there's a lot of things that we don't want to accept about ourselves that we end up accepting and using the phrase, it is what it is, and getting stuck in that phrase. I've got other videos that talk about the detriment of that phrase and how it keeps you stuck, how it keeps you feeling small, insignificant, helpless, and powerless. And far too many people accept that this is the way it is, that they're a hot mess, and that they just don't know how to listen to their intuition. They don't know how to be guided by it. They don't know how to be in tune with it. They don't know how to trust it. What does that take? And how do you get to that place? And that's a powerful and wonderful question. We all have it. The thing is, we often either turn it off or we ignore it. We don't listen to it because our head and our heart feel so disconnected, misguided, and misdirected. It feels like they're going in different directions. It feels like you've got a car that you're driving in and there's one person in the driver's seat and then one person in the passenger seat, and the one in the driver's seat is trying to keep the car going straight, and the person in the passenger seat is reaching over and pulling the wheel, and then your counter is steering and you're trying to keep it straight and on the road, but it just feels like a constant inner battle and war. Sorry, this is really shaking. It's annoying me. So the comment was, I've always had trouble applying whatever intelligence I have to relationships with others. In that phrase, there's a diminishing of the intelligence that you already have and calling it whatever, as if it's just not enough intelligence to have relationships or to be applied to relationships. So there's a relinquishing of application and saying, well, I've always had trouble applying whatever intelligence I do have. You can't not apply the intelligence that you have. It's innate intelligence. It's inner intelligence. And that is a connection to the intuition that you don't have to think about it. Intuition is an experience with it. It's something you get to feel. It's something you get to embody. Whether you choose to listen to it, whether you choose to involve it, whether you choose to allow it to guide you, that's up to you. But you always get a feeling, because even when you don't follow it, you feel it later. God, why did I do that? Oh, what's wrong with me? You hear it expressed in your thoughts. What's wrong with me? Why did I do that? I always do that. How do I stop doing that? Well, what is the thing that you're doing? And what is the thing that you're feeling? What is the feeling that you're ignoring just before you do the thing that you do that you wish you wouldn't? So if you're saying things like this, I always had trouble applying whatever intelligence I have to relationships with others, there's an underlying indication that you don't have enough intelligence, or that it's difficult to apply. You can't not apply your intelligence. And that intuition is there to tell you you've got everything you need. There's nothing you're missing. There's nothing in lack. It's just, what are you choosing to do with it? And why? So you can base what's happening on how you feel about it. If you're leaving this and you're accepting that you get reduced to a hot mess with others, you've got to believe something about yourself. There have to be things going on, programs running in the background that say, if you don't, they won't like you. If you don't, they will say the bad things about you. If you don't, then they won't accept you. They won't let you in. You won't be connected. They'll leave you. And then you're feeling left with this hurt, this inner pain, this fear of abandonment. I can't be myself. I've got to just be a hot mess and get reduced to this because I'm trying to constantly make sure that they like me, that they love me, that they accept me, that I'm included, that I'm involved, because I don't want to be left out. It's like when you're a little kid and you're being picked for whatever. Let's just choose kickball. That just came to mind. And let's play kickball. Ah, you're so excited. You want to play kickball. But oh, wait, no, I don't want to play kickball. Come on, just play kickball. Ugh. And you don't care either way. You could play kickball. You could play on the monkey bars. You really don't care. What you don't want to experience and feel is being the last one chosen. Because if you've had an experience of playing kickball or playing on the monkey bars more than once, you've had the experience of what it's like to be standing there while the person picking, if you're not them, staring and going, and you're like, oh my God, they picked them because they're better than me. Okay, maybe I'll get picked next. And if you got picked last, you had to pretend that you were still excited to play, even though in your mind you're like, oh my God, I got picked last. I suck. I don't even want to play anymore. And maybe the experience of walking off the field and going, I hate kickball, I'm never playing again, really because you experienced inner pain. You were hurt. You felt rejected. You felt insignificant. You felt small. You felt that you were inferior to everyone else who got picked before you, who is clearly superior to you because you're lacking in some area or some skill or some ability, and you want to avoid that. Now, in relationships, you accept that you get reduced to a hot mess because you don't want to be a hot mess. Yet, you're expressing yourself in a way that has you feel that you are and calling it being reduced to. Again, the language is smaller than reduced to. Therefore, the other person is up here and they're not a hot mess. But when you go home or later on, when you're reflecting back on what you said or how you said it or what you wish you would have said, or if they said it again this time, you would say it, you would have this response immediately. And you would say it like that. It would just simply and easily roll off your tongue instead of going, oh God, I'm such an idiot. What's wrong with me? And therefore you experience being reduced to, again, being made to feel small, insignificant, inferior, and everyone else is up here and you're down here. So you're constantly living in the state of, I just want to be up there with you, and I'm down here, and this doesn't feel good. No wonder you feel like you're a hot mess because you don't feel equal to. You don't feel that you're as good as them. And then, therefore, your mind is saying you're not, you're less than. So you're reduced to, you're feeling small, insignificant, inferior. The next question was solution with a question mark. All of that comes from the inner and unconscious beliefs that you have about yourself. And again, they're unconscious. So they're not things that you're aware of until you experience what you feel after. And then think, God, why do I always do that? What is wrong with me? So in this, how do I avoid the area? How do I avoid feeling helpless or to understand what happened here? Understand what happened is there's an inner wound. There's an inner unhealed emotional wound that says, I don't want to feel like this, but I always feel like in this situation. And it's linked back to the very core and the very root of generally the first time you experienced it or the most significant time. It's not always the first time you experienced it. And this is not generally conscious memory that you can recall. That's why people say, I can't remember. Can't remember any of my childhood. I can't remember the first time it happened. It doesn't necessarily have to be the first time it happened, and you don't generally have to be able to recall it because the experience, the feeling, the emotion became embedded in you. And that is the time now, from that time, you're now trying to avoid any time it starts to get close to having a similar experience today. So, understanding what happened before is that you felt embarrassed and you don't like feeling embarrassed now. So now in every engagement, every experience and every interaction you have, what do I need to do to avoid this? So again, it's an avoidance mechanism, a protective mechanism, a defense mechanism, a coping mechanism, which has you feel and believe that you can't just show up and be yourself because they're not going to like you. They're not going to love you. You're not going to experience connection. They're going to talk badly about you, make fun of you, pick you last. Whatever it is, it's going to, again, make you feel small or reduced in any way. So it leaves you feeling constantly in that state and in the state of they're up here and I'm down here and I don't like this. So what do I need to do? What do I need to say? Who do I need to be? I'll do whatever. And then it leaves you in this very vulnerable, codependent state. In, okay, if I say this or I do this, do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like me? Huh? And it leaves you looking for, seeking, and doing anything to receive external validation so that you can feel that you're good enough internally. But there's no amount of external validation that's going to equate to you feeling good internally. It has to come from within and then be expressed out. It doesn't work the other way around. When it's in the other way around cycle, you're always going to be stuck in that paradigm. So, I have barely started on that one, and just trying to believe something else is possible for me here feels like mountain climbing. Was that's because there's a desire, but there's not a matching belief. There's a desire to be or feel or experience being to them. That I'm here and you're here. We are equal, not you're here and I'm down here. but there's not a matching belief. When there's an internal and unconscious belief that says, I'm down here and you're up here, but the desire is for both of us to be here, you're going to have that inner experience with yourself. So if they're not in alignment and they're not matching, then energetically it's going to feel off and feel different. And then your intuition, which wants you to experience balance, is going to try and get you to, hey, that was it. And you get that weird feeling, you get anxiety. That's there telling you this is important to you. This matters to you. You want to feel here, you want to feel equal, you want to feel connected, but something is off. Whether it's the way that you're being, the things that you're thinking, the way that you think you're saying those things, and the way that they're being perceived. And then, do you like me? Do you like me? Do you like me? And was that good enough? Was that good enough? Please, 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 please. Almost like you're crossing your fingers, then just wishing, like, do they accept me? And when you feel that you're not, or you believe you're not worthy or deserving of it, or that you have to fix or be something different or change who you are to have that experience, then there's always going to be an experience of it being off and feeling like you're a hot mess because you're constantly seeking and searching. What do I need to do? How do I need to do it? Please just tell me and I'll do it. This very inferior feeling and experience. So with that said, the feelings that you feel are generated from the inner beliefs, from the internal beliefs, from the unconscious beliefs that you believe you have to accept, that you have to change, and you don't. You were created unique. You were created you for a reason, and if you have a pulse, you have a purpose, and there's nothing, there's absolutely nothing that you need to change about you to feel accepted, to belong, to fit in at all. And if you're around people who have you feel that that is true, but you really have done the inner work to connect with the belief and the understanding and the knowing that that's not true, that's them. That is a projection of their own inner beliefs about their own worth being projected onto you. And when you get that feeling internally and you go, ooh, this something's off here, this isn't quite right, it's because that's the truth. Something is off. And when you start to think that you need to change you so that something is not off, that's what needs to be changed. Not that you need to change, but the belief that something needs to change. So I hope this makes sense. That is a little bit more insight into really what it's like to get in alignment with your intuition, to really feel safe with it, to trust it, to feel supported and guided by it. And I hope this helps you guys wherever you're at. And whoever it was that shared their explanation of that, their understanding of where they're at, thank you. I hope this helps all of you. And if you want to check out that video, I believe it's on TikTok as well, how to listen to your intuition. It's the shorts, it's also on YouTube. So thank you guys. I love you. And I am so thankful that you come on here live when I share. I will see you very soon. Bye guys.